Charlie, make I do my this tonight. Make I do my this tonight. Charlie, make I do my rehearsal. Make I do my own. Play him. Why? Actually.
Signal, please give him your hairbrush.
Please, no, I can't find it. I can't search for it. I'm serious. Please, I'm busy, please. Hi, Jasmin. I don't know whether I brought it. I don't have one. I don't know. Please stop it. Please stop. I don't know whether I have it or not. Please stop. Please, I don't care. Yeah, hello?
Hey.
Please, Mr. Abraham, please stop. Please, I don't like it.
It's okay.
Hello?
What's up?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, cool. Jasmin.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm
How you doing?
well. I'm doing well.
Okay. Your network is buffering. Your network is buffering.
It is?
Yeah, check your connection.
Oh no. Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So check it out. Check it out. Oh, it's getting better. Try, it's getting better.
I don't have Wi-Fi at the moment.
Oh, okay. Okay. You gotta be stable. You gotta be stable then. Yeah. So what's up? How you doing? How's your day?
My day is hectic. I mean, now I just have to work around someone else's schedule. So it's always, you know, it's a little bit different now, but I'm doing well.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's still fresh after birth.
Yes.
I can see you take care of yourself. I can see you take care of yourself very well. I can see you take care of yourself very well.
Yes, I try to.
So do you work out? Do you do yoga?
Well, usually I lift weights, but right now I'm not doing anything.
Oh, okay, I see. So let's take action. I'm kind of doing my sound check for my concert tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the studio right now. I'm in the studio. You can check it out. I'm in the studio. So I'm in the studio. I'm working with my man. What's it? Yeah, KB. I'm with KB.
What's up?
No, it's American stuff. Yeah, hello. So basically, I just want to talk about the origin, like how I felt your vibe, like how I felt your vibe before we started talking. Yeah, first of all, yeah, I was actually with Talib's show.
Mm-hmm.
I really admire Talib, and I mean his delivery is just crazy, and I like his train of thought. We have a similar way that we think. We have similar way we like his academic mentality and it's the way he approaches religion. So that's how I fell in love with Talib. So when I saw you on the show, I was like, whoa! Like the first day, I think the first show I watched was the one with MC Supernatural.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yes.
MC Supernatural.
I remember everyone.
And that's when I felt like whoa! Like I really enjoyed you on that show. So I followed up, and I started coming on, trying to meet you anytime and all that. So that's how it happened. That's how it happened. So I'm very glad to see somebody on TV. You're so happy to see the person, and now you're with the person. It's so amazing. People don't believe it. So I do these things to tell people it's possible. People are very skeptical. Like people are very skeptical. Like, okay, you can't be the star and just be with the star the next time. That's why I had to make this happen. Just to inspire people.
It's very important to inspire people, and I love that me being on the show. I mean, because sometimes I'm shocked that I'm on the show as well, to be honest. But through hard work and you'll get there. It doesn't matter. No matter what, if you put in the work, you're gonna get to where you want to be.
Yeah,
that's really all you have to do.
Do you know the theme for my life? The theme for my life is I just want to inspire that 14-year-old boy to be better. I just want to inspire that young boy. Okay, it's possible. Okay, you can work with Beyonce. You can work with Ti one day. It's possible. You can work with Jasmine someday. Like that's the whole idea. That's how I think. That's how I live my life. I just want to inspire people. So I really don't read. I usually don't spend time reading all these blogs that talk about people's personal life and what you're doing. I don't read those blogs. I read like things that will inspire me. Like Jasmine is going to present for the next American Music Award. Like these are things I want to read about. I don't read all this negative stuff talking about. I don't read them. I don't read all these blogs. Yeah. So I just want to know, like, with Black history, because around this time it's very important for us to talk about Black history. I just want to know, like, how far have you ever been, like, when it comes to Black history? Like, how deep have you gone? Like, in terms of years, how deep have you studied? Have you studied like Black history from like the 12th century or the 15th century, or like how deep have you got into?
I mean, I don't know. I just go by what I've been taught from my parents. I mean, I had the luxury of living in an all-Black neighborhood and starting out elementary schools. So it wasn't even really separated as Black history. It was just pretty much history in general. They just made sure that we, knew where we came from, knew that, we do come from kings and queens, and just knew that our worth. So,
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. And so about that, I'm very particular about Black history. I feel like most of us never had time to study our history. So, like in all the books I ever read back in school, like what I ever read back in school, it was always about when my country of origin is Ghana, and Ghana was the first, touch point for white people. So the first white person to come to Africa came to Ghana, and that was in the 15th century. That was in the 15th century, and it's that's where everything starts from us. That's how they teach Black history over here. But it's not true. There were still Black people in the 10th century. There were Black people in the before Christ, but they never talk about it. So I actually dug into my history to know more about Black origin. I think we all have to spend time to read about Black. The more you read about your origin, you know the royalty, you know the power of being Black, the power of the melanin.
and the least people can control you, because if you know your own history, then no one can tell you who you are.
Yeah, yeah. They never want to tell us. They always want to hide it. Like there's a power in melanin. Actually, I have a chemical background. I have a degree in biochemistry, and have a postgraduate in nutrition. And so I love academia, but I love music more. I love music more, but I love academia. And so I realized the melanin. White people don't have much melanin. We have melanin, and the melanin is very spiritual. The melanin is very powerful, and I think that's where the hatred started from, because the melanin is therapeutic. It's therapeutic. So back in like the 17th century, okay. So back in the 17th century, they used to keep like slave boys on the floor. So the slave master would put a slave boy on the floor, then they step on the slave boy as a remedy for arthritis.
Well, I've
Have you
never
heard it
heard that
before?
before. I've never heard
Yeah.
that before, actually.
Okay, so they step on the slave boy. The slave boy lies down. Then the white master will step on the slave boy, and that's a therapy for arthritis. That's when I knew that, okay, so that's where all the hatred came from, because Black people have special organs. Black people have special heart. Black people have special lungs. They just hate us. So I guess I understand, because white people have more privilege than us. White people have more money. So why would they be killing us? That's when I started reading. I get me. That's when I started reading. I don't know why you are richer than me. You have more privilege. You have more school. You have everything. You know what I'm saying? And why do you still hate me? I'm a slave. Why do you hate me? It's because
Yeah.
we have something. You don't have. That's the melanin. There's a power in melanin. And if you dig, you can spend more time reading about the power of the melanin. And you just be proud. Like, I'm just proud being black. Like,
Hmm.
I'm so proud. Like, and I want people to be proud. Like, I know a lot of people over there, they wouldn't say they're not proud of it, but they wish they were white, just like Michael Jackson or something. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll make you feel like, you are worthless. But when I
Hmm.
dug into my history, I realized no, there's so much power in the melanin. And I happen to be from a royal family. So I came from a royal family, so I really dig into my ancestors. Yeah, so that's what I want to tell you about, black history, black power, and all that. So that's it. And so that is, by the way, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you.
What would
I
you
really
like
want
to
to hear.
hear?
I want to hear about you and I think about it, about how you got into the game and how you met Talib.
Well, I met Talib. I do stand-up comedy, and Talib is good friends with Dave Chappelle. So he's always, whenever Dave Chappelle's in town, Talib is always at the Comedy Store. And so I actually met him at the Comedy Store, and then afterwards we went to my friend Jeff Ross's house and had a little kickback. And so Talib was DJing. That was the first time I met him. And then, just by having conversation and things of that nature. And then a couple of months later, we were at the Comedy Store again. Everyone was hanging out. And I was just chatting up with him about what he had going on. And that's when he told me he had a podcast that he was about to start, and he was looking for a female companion. So it just was that easy, and I was just like, oh sure, I'd love to do it. And then a couple months later we started doing People's Party, and I really didn't know that it would be such an experience as it is now. When we started, I didn't know that who we were going to be interviewing, exactly what we were going to be talking about. I just, once he gave me the opportunity, I was just like, oh, of course, I'd love to work with you. Who wouldn't want to work with Talib? So that's how I got to be on there now.
How many years now, or how many weeks? Like, how long?
We've been doing the
How many
podcast
months?
for a year. A
A
year. It was
year.
a year in June. Yes, it was a year in June. So
I
I'm
see.
not sure how many episodes we're up to now, but we do a new episode every week. So I believe we're
Okay.
definitely in the 60s.
I think I'm probably the only one on earth who has watched everything.
No, there's some. We have people. Everyone should be watching everyone. And I've seen
No,
every episode too.
no,
So you're not the only one.
I feel like I've not missed one. Like, I can tell you, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Even before I started, I was watching it. And
That's
I
good.
love it when I love it, but I think I love it when MC Supernatural, because I love MC Supernatural, and I have a personal rapport with MC Supernatural. I hit him up, and he loves my raps and all that. So it's always been like, so I followed MC Supernatural, and now I know you, and I mean, it's so great because when I was growing up back in high school, a bully attacked me. That place make that was the only place where I did very well. Yeah, so a bully actually attacked me. You got Bluetooth. You got Bluetooth speaker. Oh, I won't play my jockey. So a bully actually attacked me because I said MC Supernatural broke a world record, and that was like 9 hours or so. That was like years back. That was like 2006 something. So MC Supernatural broke a world record in rap. So he freestyled in a mall. It was in a mall. It was freestyling,
Hmm.
and that's how I mastered the craft of rap and freestyling. So even today, even tomorrow, I have a concert. I have a concert tomorrow, and I'll be doing live freestyle, like live off the top. And I mastered it from MC Supernatural. One of the people
That's
who
awesome.
actually empowered me was MC Supernatural and Cassidy. It was
Hmm.
MC Supernatural and Cassidy, and that's when I started like loving like freestyle rap. And so the bully actually was like, "Oh, it's not true," and he was like 2 years ahead of me, and he attacked me because, and he went. on YouTube, and he checked us like, wow, bro, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry.
You were right.
Like he saw the video. The video is on YouTube, and I was in high school back then. I was a little boy, and it's super crazy. And I that's why I always followed MC Natural. And yeah, and I also love the one with Come On. I love the one with Come
Oh,
On.
I love the one with Common, especially because we went to. Oh, sorry, one second. Oh well, I love the one with Common, especially because we went to the same college, and it was just such
Oh,
an organic conversation with him, and he's just such a cool guy. I met him before because we go to the same church here in LA, and I remember after church I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna ask for a picture, but I just wanted to come and say hey, and he like gave me a hug or whatever before I even met him. So I really enjoyed being able to sit down and talk with him. That was one of my favorites too.
oh. So you grew up in Chicago?
No, I grew up in New York.
Oh, okay. So you was in college in New York?
Oh no, he went to college. We went to college together in Florida. So
Oh,
Florida
okay.
A&M University. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. Oh, okay. 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 I'll be like anytime I come to the States, I'll be in Boston. So I mean, I know it's pretty far from New York, right?
Yeah. My boss is not far from New York, but I live in LA now, so it's far from here, and it's also cold, and I also hear it's super racist. So I have no need to go there unless for a Celtics game. I'll go there for that, but other than that, I'm good on Boston.
But you know, I've never observed racism in my entire life.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Yeah, that's what it made me feel. It made me feel like,
Yeah.
you know, even like I had a chance to be in New York a year ago, and there was no racism. And I pray I keep up with that record.
Well, New York, I never experienced. I really didn't experience a lot of racism until I got to California, which is crazy because I lived in Florida. And Florida, has a bad reputation. But I pretty much, once I got to California, that's when someone called me a nigger for the first time. And I was just like in shock. And you know how when someone says something to you, you have no idea what to say back. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, I should have said such and such. So, yeah, that was the first time someone was like, I asked them directions and they're like, get away from my car, you nigger. And then like, I like just stood there for 5 minutes. And then I was like, oh, so you gotta love our president. And I was just like, that is so fucking lame. And then
And
I walked away.
that was which year? That was which year?
That was 2014.
Ooh, I see. Oh, I see. And so now let's get into the music. I mean, how much have you gotten in touch with the African rhythm? Because now it's like you can feel it. Like Beyonce's on African rhythm. I mean, Drake is on it. I mean, what? Fat Joe. Like everybody wants to get some African vibe in the music. Like, what do you think about it?
I love Afro beats. I love any basis. So I love when people put Afro beats into their music. I do think that
We judge my music. Turn off everything. Yeah, everything. Are you recording live? So you turn off if you pause it. The politics one you record. People like just explain to them in the next 5 minutes. Okay, just like 5 minutes I'll join. Yeah, sorry then.
oh no worries.
Yes. No
Um,
problem. No problem.
I love that
So no
artists
problem.
over here have. I love artists over here have started to incorporate Afrobeat because it kind of makes you feel like you're a little bit closer to your culture because African Americans were the only people that kind of were stolen away from our culture, so we don't really get to have the same experiences. So when you have Afrobeat, it's kind of like feel like, oh, okay, that's a little bit of me in there, even though we're not from actually the continent of Africa. So I love listening to it. I love watching the dances. And I feel like it's so fun. Like every time you hear Afrobeats, it just makes you put a smile on your face.
I see. Grandpa. So what I realize is that but do you think we can actually dominate? Do you think we can? you think Afrobeats can ever dominate so it becomes like a strong culture like R&B, or it can get into the Grammy like Afrobeat like category?
I think that anything's possible. I think that reggae artists are definitely fighting to get their own staple in the music industry, and I feel like Afrobeats is probably going to follow closely behind that, and reggaeton and all, because right now everything is like intertwined. Like there's a bunch of American artists that use Afrobeats. There's a bunch of American artists that use reggae. So I think that they deserve a spot in the Grammys and things of that nature.
Oh, okay. But I think they have a reggae slot in the Grammy. They have a reggae slot in the Grammy.
Do they?
They have a
Well,
reggae
then,
slot in the Grammy.
oh, then I definitely think Afrobeats will do next because it's too many artists that use it for it not to be.
Yeah, there's a reggae category. There's a reggae category. I think last year there was one little girl, and I think she's the youngest to win a Grammy. I'm not so sure, but she was 19 and she won a Grammy. That's Coffee from Jamaica. Yeah, so I think there's a reggae category in there. Yeah, there's a reggae, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm praying for. I mean, that's what you're working hard. That's what I'm praying for. So
I
before
mean, it's
hip
definitely
hop was,
switched over to it's definitely crossed over internationally. So the next
yeah,
step
but
would it for it to start to have its own category.
okay. The problem over here is that we fight among each other. We compete too much among each
The
other.
fight that's a problem everywhere. Everyone competes with instead of realizing that there's enough for everybody to eat. Everyone just wants to
Yeah,
compete.
exactly. We compete so much, so we lose our culture.
Hmm.
Just like jazz music, which has an African root, like ended up giving it to the white people. Like yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't even know who. Like, they're all white people doing jazz music.
Hmm.
So everything stuff from black people, but we compete so much that we give it for white people. We leave it for white people. That's the problem.
I agree.
That's a big. So I think that's where, if we don't take care, we're going to lose the Afro beat, because definitely in the next 5, 10 years there'll
They'll
be a new
appropriate
genre.
it
Exactly,
as they do
exactly, and
everything else. White people love stealing.
exactly. So I mean, we're going to lose the vibe, and that's just what it's just going to be, because we always want to compete, and we always about, okay, how many sales do you have? How many, this, and how many streams do you have? And we don't look at the culture we want to push forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have oh sorry, go on. I have to go to tend to my baby.
okay, okay. Oh, I thought I could make you listen to like one of my records.
All right, let's go
Oh,
because she's getting up. I have to go and feed her.
okay, no problem. So let me just play one of my records. It's
All right,
Afrobeat. I'm not
perfect.
going to give you a hip hop record. I'm not going to give you a hip hop record. I'm going to give you an Afrobeat record, and just tell me how you feel about it.
Okay.
You good? Okay. So if somebody gives me a minute. Give me a minute. Don't you have a nanny? Don't you have a
I don't
nanny?
have a nanny. And
Ooh.
my nanny can't feed my baby. I'm exclusively breastfeeding.
Yeah, but I think you could probably get your sister or your mom or somebody like your niece
To
to just help
breastfeed
you
my
out.
baby?
No, not breastfeed, but take care of your baby
Oh
when like,
no.
yeah.
I
Or
have to
you want to get that attachment with your baby, right?
of
You
course.
want to get that person. Yeah, I think it's necessary. Yeah, it's very necessary. Yeah, so let me start. What's the, I beg, give me a will. Give me a will. They can't play. No. I did do something sure. To pause them. I beg. So play for my album inside. Let's not play for the folder inside. Play for my album inside. Give me a second. It's not for my album inside. It's for my album. You didn't say that. MGM. Go desktop for you. See how easy. No, go desktop. Go desktop. No, go open desktop. Go, no, go. Just give me a second.
Okay, because
Then do the wrap up. How to laptop. Yeah, I just want you to. enjoy one of my records and see how you can probably plug it to the stage. Yeah, so no problem. Type Awula, type Awula, type Awula. I guess type Awula first. Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but I have to go.
Oh, okay, okay. But just a minute. We are playing it.
Okay. Oh, I love the beat.
I need a story about a curl like GH man. I know they not expect you out from a single spine. A pocket make fine, am I any wine? Yes, I was top of the round, but you hypnotize me with a hips behind. I make serious when I make you my baby mom. So the right we gotta go be break for CC. Put it in deep, I heard something like that. This is something for the industry. Show me something. Look, you know you're brown like soup in the nose. Then I take you to my seat from it. Couple times I was trying to the knees, but sitting on top. You never know what's up like take me round the world and nothing gon' change my mind. You are you makes me feel you always makes me feel take me round the world and nothing gon' change my mind. You make me
I love the beat.
So I just gave you a verse. So I'm gonna send you the record.
Yes, please send that to me. I love it. I think that'll definitely make you move in the club for sure.
No, thank you, thank you. So
No, it's
I'm gonna
good.
send it. So maybe probably we will talk more. I mean, I guess we'll
Yes,
take your talk more. We talk more behind the scene, right? We talk more. Okay, so
yes.
thank you.
I love
Say
it.
hi to my.
Please do send it to me. I'm gonna send you my email so you can send
No
it, or
problem.
you so you can send it there. Yeah.
I got you. Thank you. And say
Thank
hi to my
you.
baby. Hi to my baby.
What?
I'm saying just say hi to my baby.
Who's that?
My baby girl. You
Oh,
saying
hey.
your daughter? Just say hi to your
Oh,
daughter.
my daughter. Oh my gosh. All
Yeah.
right. Bye. Okay.
Okay. Bye. So we are done. Bye.